According to a new report, Jared Kushner, son-in-law of Donald Trump, is actually the one who created the shell company that was then used to funnel millions of dollars to members of the Trump family from the Trump campaign. If true, this would likely be a very serious crime. Misuse of campaign funds is absolutely something people go to jail for on a fairly regular basis. Well, when we're talking about, obviously, politicians, that's one of the biggest things. Misuse campaign funds, you go into jail. According to this report, it was $600 million that Jared Kushner's shell company ended up handling. Essentially, they used the company, based on the reports, as a pass-through. Right? You give them the money, you pay them, then they pay it out. Similar, if you will, I guess, to if you were laundering money. Make the money come from a different source that's clean so that it looks like all the money is clean. That's how that works. Not saying this is money laundering, but it sure as hell looks a little bit like money laundering, right? $600 million. The campaign raised a little over $1 billion. And you're talking about over half the money. And you know for a fact, millions of that did in fact go to members of the Trump family for God knows what. You know, Kimberly Guilfoyle is getting paid for going out and making these appearances where she just screams at everybody psychotically for an hour. Trump Jr.'s getting paid. Ivanka's getting paid. Not Ivanka, excuse me. Eric Trump's wife, Laura Trump. She's getting paid. Where's the rest of the money going? Where's the rest of the money going, Jared? That's a question that has to be answered. And that's a question that investigators are going to have to answer. This is not something we can gloss over. This is not the kind of thing we can just pretend didn't happen. It did happen. Hell, Trump's former campaign manager, Parscale. There's the secret piece of the puzzle, right? Parscale. We already know this dude's under investigation for doing the same thing to the tune of about $120 million, I think it was, that he is alleged to have funneled through his own companies, pocketed a little bit of it to keep up with his lavish lifestyle. If there was some improprieties taking place with the Trump campaign money, Parscale's the guy that would know it, right? So if Parscale is already looking at, some serious jail time over his alleged improprieties, he might be the kind of guy looking to cut a deal. That could be the key. If Parscale wants to avoid prison time for himself, maybe it's time to start talking. Hell, maybe it's time to start singing. The only problem is that Brad Parscale, as we all remember, did have a very public meltdown when all of this stuff was revealed. That, in the eyes of a court, is going to diminish that individual's credibility. So hopefully Parscale has receipts. Of course, all of this is predicated upon all of this being illegal. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's totally legitimate business expenditures that Jared Kushner would easily be able to prove. So prove it. Otherwise, time to get the investigators out, because $600 million flowing through a shell company created by Jared Kushner? Yeah, something about that just doesn't smell right, does it?